Well, what do Leonardo da Vinci, Cleopatra, and the richest man in history all have in common? They didn't chase luck or shortcuts. They mastered simple, timeless habits. These legends never stopped learning, used resources wisely, and turned setbacks into stepping stones. And here's the secret. These aren't ancient mysteries. They're practical tools anyone can use today. Take Da Vinci, who filled notebooks with ideas not for fame, but out of sheer curiosity. Cleopatra didn't rely on her crown alone. She learned languages and built alliances to lead an empire. Mansa Musa, history's wealthiest man, didn't hoard gold. He invested in cities and education. Even the Silk Road wasn't just about spices. It thrived on trust, sharing knowledge and thinking long-term. Fast forward to today. Netflix pivoted from DVDs to streaming after Blockbuster collapsed. Elon Musk bet on electric cars when gas was king. Airbnb sold cereal boxes to survive before changing travel forever. The rules haven't changed. Today, we're breaking down the 5 habits that turn ordinary effort into extraordinary results. You'll learn how wealth isn't about luck or a lucky birthright. It's what happens when you think, act, and adapt like the greatest minds in history. By the end, you'll see wealth not as a destination, but as a byproduct of how you think, act, and rebuild. Let's begin. In Egyptian mythology, the phoenix is a creature that burns itself to ashes, only to rise again. Stronger, brighter, and unstoppable. It's a story that's survived thousands of years for a reason. It's not just a fairy tale, it's a survival guide. Think of Netflix, which started by mailing DVDs. When streaming technology emerged, they didn't cling to the past. They set their old business model on fire and rebuilt as a global streaming giant. Or Warren Buffett, who saw the 2008 financial crisis not as a disaster, but as a fire sale. While others panicked, he invested billions in undervalued companies, turning chaos into one of his greatest wins. Here's the key. Billionaires don't see endings, they see resets. Most people get stuck in scarcity thinking, obsessing over what they lack. They say, I can't afford that, or it's too late to change. But those who thrive ask a different question. How can I create something new here? Take Masayoshi Son, founder of SoftBank. When critics called his $100 billion vision fund reckless, he doubled down on AI and robotic startups, creating a tech empire that now spans continents. So how do you build this mindset? Start small. Every morning, pick one problem that's been nagging you. A tight budget, a job loss, a missed opportunity, and reframe it. Ask, what if this isn't a roadblock, but a detour to something better? For example, when Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw was rejected from breweries for being a woman, she pivoted to biotech, founding Biocon, now Asia's largest insulin maker. Keep a journal to track these moments. Over time, you'll see proof that you're not just surviving setbacks, you're using them as fuel. The phoenix doesn't fear the flames. It needs them to evolve. Your challenges aren't here to break you. They're here to rebuild you. Burn the old script. Write a new one. The Great Wall of China stretches over 13,000 miles. But here's the twist. Nobody woke up one morning and decided to build it all at once. It took centuries. Each dynasty added layers, brick by brick, adapting to invasions, harsh weather, and shifting priorities. The lesson: mastery isn't about speed. It's about stacking small, stubborn wins. Take Jeff Bezos. When he launched Amazon in 1994, it wasn't the everything store. It sold books, just books. But he didn't stop there. He obsessed over logistics, customer trust, and tech infrastructure. Years later, that incremental hustle turned a garage project into a trillion-dollar empire. Here's the secret. Big dreams only work if you break them into smaller, ruthless steps. Harvard researchers found that people who write down goals are 10 times more likely to achieve them. But billionaires take it further. They set goals so absurd they sound like science fiction. Elon Musk didn't just want to build electric cars. He aimed to end fossil fuels. SpaceX's mission to colonize Mars started with the Falcon 1 rocket, which blew up 3 times before finally reaching orbit. Those explosions weren't failures. They were tuition for the greatest aerospace education in history. So, how do you start? First, think bigger than feels safe. Imagine a 10-year goal so audacious it makes your stomach drop. Maybe it's building a billion-dollar company or revolutionizing your industry. Then, reverse engineer it. Ask, what would need to happen in 5 years to make this possible? In 3, next month, break it into quarterly mini-missions. Second, build your accountability army. Billionaires like Ray Dalio don't work in silence. They surround themselves with mentors and peers who grill them weekly. Find someone who'll ask the hard questions. Did you follow through? Where did you chicken out? The Great Wall wasn't built by people who doubted gravity. It was built by those who kept laying bricks, even when the horizon seemed impossibly far. Your goals don't need to be realistic. They just need to be yours. Start small, but never think small. Leonardo da Vinci didn't become a genius by accident. While painting the Mona Lisa, he spent hours studying anatomy, optics, and engineering, skills that had nothing to do with art, yet everything to do with mastery. Fast forward 500 years, and nothing's changed. Bill Gates still disappears twice a year into a secluded cabin for think weeks, devouring books on everything from AI to climate change. Oprah Winfrey grew up in poverty, but weaponized self-education, turning libraries into launch pads. Books were my escape, she said, but education became my armor. The world's most successful people treat self-investment like oxygen. They don't wait for free time. They carve it out. A 2023 Lancet study found CEOs who prioritize 7 to 8 hours of sleep outperform peers by 40% in decision-making. Mark Zuckerberg swears by daily workouts and meal prepping to fuel marathon coding sessions. Ratan Tata, who transformed India's Tata Group into a global giant, reads 5 hours daily, calling it mental compound interest. The formula? 3 unshakable rules. Hone high-value skills, like storytelling or AI. Protect your physical energy. You can't hustle on fumes. And train your mind to thrive under pressure. Stoicism isn't a philosophy, it's a survival tool. Here's how to start. First, steal the 1% better rule. Dedicate just 60 minutes a day to learning. No grand gestures needed. Split it into chunks. 25 minutes of focused study, 5 minutes of rest, the Pomodoro technique. For example, read 10 pages of Warren Buffett's shareholder letters with your morning coffee. Second, run an energy audit. Track your daily habits for a week. You'll likely find hidden thieves, endless scrolling, toxic relationships, or multitasking. Delete one drain, say Instagram after 8 p.m., and replace it with something that fuels growth, like a podcast on financial literacy. Da Vinci didn't chase trends, he chased curiosity. Gates doesn't read for fun, he reads to win. Self-investment isn't selfish, it's the ultimate power move. Sharpen your mind, body, and hustle daily. The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards preparation. "500 years ago, the Medici family didn't just collect art, they engineered the Renaissance. They funded Michelangelo, Galileo, and explorers who redrew maps, turning their wealth into a self-perpetuating machine. Today's billionaires play the same game, but with a modern twist. Richard Branson doesn't run his 400-plus companies. He hires CEOs smarter than him to steer the ship while he focuses on big-picture risks. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak merged design flair with technical wizardry to create Apple, proving that collaboration isn't just teamwork, it's alchemy. The magic lies in what I call the invisible engine. Systems that multiply your effort while you sleep. Start by auditing your time. List every task you do in a week, answering emails, scheduling meetings, chasing invoices. Then, sort them into 3 buckets. Do, only you can handle, like closing a game-changing deal. Delegate, teach someone else, like outsourcing admin work to a VA. And delete, time sucks that add 0 value, like endless Zoom calls with no agenda. This isn't just tidying up, it's freeing your bandwidth for the work that actually moves the needle. Next, tap into the 4 layers of leverage. First, labor. Google's founders hired PhDs to crack code they couldn't. Second, capital. Use OPM, other people's money, to scale. Real estate moguls do this by financing properties through banks, not their own wallets. Third, technology. Build tools that earn while you're offline. Think software, AI, or even a YouTube channel like Mr. Beast, where videos keep generating ad revenue long after they're uploaded. Fourth, media. Amplify your voice. Grant Cardone didn't become a sales guru by cold calling. He flooded social media with content, turning followers into a loyal army. But here's the kicker. Leverage thrives in communities. Identify 3 to 5 people in your circle. A tech whiz, a marketing savant, a numbers nerd, and start a monthly mastermind. Meet virtually or over coffee, share goals, and hold each other accountable. The Medicis didn't just write checks. They built ecosystems. Your network isn't your net worth, it's your leverage. The Renaissance wasn't built by lone geniuses. It was built by those who turned time, tools, and tribes into compounding engines. Your job? Stop pushing boulders uphill. Start building pulleys. But through it all, remember that even the best systems face setbacks. Here's how to turn them into fuel. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb. He invented 10,000 ways not to invent it. Each failure was a breadcrumb, leading him closer to the answer. Centuries later, nothing's changed. When Airbnb was bleeding cash during the 2008 recession, its founders didn't shut down. They sold cereal boxes labeled Obama Owes and Captain McCain to fund their platform. James Dyson didn't just tweak his vacuum design. He built 5,126 prototypes over 15 years, treating each dead end as a detour. Here's the truth. Nobody tells you. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the raw material. Stanford researchers found that people who see setbacks as feedback activate the brain's problem-solving zones, turning panic into progress. Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, credits her $1 billion empire to her dad's daily dinner table question: "What did you fail at this week?" She learned early that avoiding failure means avoiding growth. So how do you turn meltdowns into momentum? Start with a post-mortem ritual. After any setback, a rejected proposal, a lost client, a product flop, Ask 3 questions. What worked? Maybe you gained 100 loyal users. What exploded? Maybe your pricing confused everyone. And what's the next move? Simplify the pricing and A/B test it. Then create a resilience bank. Jot down every stumble in a journal. The botched pitch, the hiring mistake, the partnership that fizzled. Over time, you'll see patterns. Proof that you're not repeating errors, you're evolving. Edison didn't fear the dark. He kept polishing the bulb. Dyson didn't mourn broken prototypes. He mined them for clues. Your worst moments aren't tombstones. They're signposts. Collect them, study them, and let them guide you to the next iteration. The road to mastery isn't paved with perfection. It's built with bricks of resilience, mortar, and guts. Centuries ago, the poet Rumi wrote that you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a single drop. It's a truth billionaires live by. They don't see limits, they see frontiers. Setbacks, just pit stops. Habits, sacred rituals. The phoenix that rises from ashes. The Great Wall built brick by brick. The notebooks Da Vinci filled with questions. They're not relics of the past. They're blueprints for anyone bold enough to start. Your journey begins with one seed. Pick one habit from these 5. Reframing problems like a phoenix, chasing absurd goals like SpaceX, investing in yourself like Da Vinci, leveraging systems like the Medicis, or mining failure like Edison, and plant it today. Then, water it daily. Revisit these lessons every month. Layer them, like the Great Wall, until your mindset becomes unbreakable. Wealth isn't stacks of cash or private jets. It's the quiet pride of building something that outlives you. The lives you change, the value you create, the forests of abundance that grow from tiny, stubborn seeds planted today. The giants of history, artists, inventors, empire builders, are all whispering the same truth. Your time is now. Burn the old rules. Embrace the grind. And remember, every empire, every legacy, every revolution began with one simple word: begin.